Check.
Let's see. Waiting. 218. Waiting. Oh. Yeah, there it is. Okay, good. We're live. Good. Good. Okay. So hi, everybody. This is the fourth Gimbal Labs weekly update. We said we would be usually about 2 hours earlier than this every Friday. We're a little bit late today because some other meetings came up and some really exciting stuff. So thank you for bearing with us and joining us now. Our agenda every Friday is as follows. We want to give some shout outs to some people we've been working with. We want to give you an update about what we've done over the last week and an update about our next steps. And then always suggest a few new next steps to you because we really do consider you part of the Gimbal Labs community. Just in case you haven't heard of us, we are a Cardano Catalyst funded project. My name is James. These are my co-founders, Roberto and Julie. And we really do feel like we owe it to you just to keep you up to date. And we're going to keep trying to nudge you to get involved, okay? So if you've been thinking about Cardano, if you've been watching that price action the last few weeks and you're wondering if there's more to it than that, our answer is emphatically yes, there is. There's a lot to do. There's a lot of shovels to pick up. And hopefully you can get that idea from us. We try to keep these short, so goal is to keep it to under 15 minutes each Friday. Just let you know what we're doing, and then we'll stick around for Q&A. So if you do have questions and you're watching on Twitter or YouTube, feel free to drop those in, and we'll do our best to answer those. So let's get going. Starting off with shout-outs, I'm going to pass it to Roberto.
Okay, this week we have to shout out again Kyle for his awesome work leading Leaf Wallet and now Coding on Chain Twitch show, which is live show, live hacking code sessions about coding on chain. We are mainly focusing on Leaf Wallet right now. And on Cardano, but we don't discard doing other stuff. So we have Lisandro and El Ribonazo who joined us on this journey. They are already hacking Leaf Wallet. Yeah, shout out to them also.
Yeah, it was so fun watching you guys and just the collaboration and I was watching, I mean, it was the weeest of the wee hours for you, Roberto. I was watching kind of late evening over here. But just the way the three of you guys were helping each other out and just the rapport between you, it was both educational and just really fun to watch. So thanks for that.
Thank you.
And I want to make sure I'm saying Josa's name right, Hosa?
Hosa?
Does he go by Ja? But anyway, so I'm going to say more about our newest call to action in just a minute. And we just wanted to thank the first 4 people who have responded. Juan, Hosa, Tavo, and Kyle G from Adopt have jumped in and volunteered to participate. More about Gimbal Labs initiatives in just a moment, but just wanted to thank these guys at the start for joining in. I wanted to shout out Aziz and Farouk with their Somint proposal. I know you guys went through a transition last weekend and you were able to throw things together last minute based on some changes. It's been really nice seeing your updated proposal gain traction and talking to you about how you're envisioning your proposal supporting the education of artists and end users in how blockchain works. It was just really inspiring to talk to you guys. And I'm really excited that we get to keep building stuff together. I hope you guys will jump into the Gimbal Labs initiatives like we talked about too. So I'll make sure to ping you guys about that. And then it's just so fun seeing, new folks show up. So Colin and Silkwire I had notifications this morning that you guys completed the very first Cardano starter kit just recently. So it's great that those resources are out there supporting people to come on board to the community. And so I admire you guys for jumping in and giving that a try. Thanks for getting started. All right. What have we done this week? So I've spent some time continuing on with the 2 dev course experiments we're running. One with Adopt. We launched the second iteration of that on Monday night. And this was week 2 of the Proof of Africa dev course. We're really starting to hit our stride. Juan, I see you in the chat there. It's so nice that you're dropping by to those courses as well. And you've been really helpful to me in learning how to kind of work clearly through the things that we're trying to teach. And I know that you and I are going to have some good conversations about how to teach vocabulary correctly and to really kind of encapsulate the most important big ideas so that we can really meet people where they are. And that's connected to the Gimbal Labs initiatives. So we launched this project this week, and I'm going to come back and talk a little bit more about that in just a moment after Roberto takes us through the rest of these points.
Okay, so from the technical infrastructure side, we've been exploring hosted open source tools to run our help desk or customer relationship manager. We want to keep doing things differently, and that's part of it is doing it by supporting open source projects. It's difficult to start running your own services on your own infrastructures. That's why we are looking for some hosted solution at the beginning, but that allows us to, at some point, own our own data and host them or extend them in our own infrastructure. We've been also thinking and exploring how to have metadata registries on chain. We want to really go the decentralized way. So we want to store things and index them on chain. So if everything goes, not everything goes wrong, but we want to keep as a way as possible of centralized servers that eases this task, and we are exploring how to do it. Also, I've been talking a lot with Kyle from Lift Wallet, Lift Pool about how to integrate metadata and e-commerce payment solutions. Yeah, we have some ideas, and we might be doing some hacking session on coding on chain soon about that. Also, we onboarded a new contributor this week from a Spanish-speaking community. We are now 3 Spanish speakers collaborating on Lift Wallet. That's a good thing to shout out to, maybe attract more people from the Spanish community. I don't know. That's cool. Yeah, and as I planned last week, I deployed a WebSockets API for Postgres. We are planning to try an experiment with listening metadata events from Lift Wallet or web applications or whatever. We deployed it, but I had no time to really play with it, but we'll do soon. I think that's everything from my side.
Oh man, thanks. And I've been having that same experience. I know there's like so many things to play with and experiments to try. So I'm always happy this time of week that we have another Monday coming up to jump back into all these things. So I wanted to mention a little bit more about this Gimbal Labs initiative that we're running. We're launching a series of experiments that serve 2 roles. One is to get real work done. There's a few action items that we've identified so far within the growing Gimbal Labs community. And we've had some really interesting conversations specifically about how do you take big ideas, the kind of inspiring ideas that happen when we come together to make plans and to talk about what we might do. How do you make sure that that leads to actual action? So that's part of what we're thinking about. The other thing we're thinking about is how do you build the kind of organization that we hope Gimbal Labs might become? And maybe it's a DAO, right? Maybe it's a decentralized autonomous organization. Maybe it's something else. And the only way to find out is to try to build it. So we're doing 4 experiments over the next 5 weeks. 2 of them start on Monday. And the research questions that we're asking for this round are: 1, how can we make a collaborative video library of short content from a variety of contributors that can really engage people who are curious about Cardano in deep problem solving, right? I think a lot of people watching this, you've probably had this experience, right? Maybe you came because you heard about this investment opportunity, but the more you've learned about Cardano, the more you're realizing, okay, there's a little bit more to it, and maybe there's ways that I can participate, all right? We want to make videos that really help people along on that journey, and that, again, feature a lot of different voices. So that's one of the 2 experiments. The other experiment is we'd like to get a series of recommendations from our community about how to design a token-based incentive structure that will allow us all to best work together to accomplish real things. A lot more research based on that, and kind of the deliverable for that one is just a set of recommendations for us as we begin to release these structures, okay? In addition to those direct research questions, we are also just doing a lot of general research about how people can best work together. The idea of a DAO is a couple years old at this point. There have been some successful ones created, and we're really proud to be part of what's trending to be the most successful one, Project Catalyst, and we're really excited to help Catalyst continue to move in that direction. But we hypothesize that Gimbal Labs, if it's not a DAO, it's at least worth asking, what if it were, right? And find out how this thing can run. And whatever we learn, we want to incorporate that into our organizational structure. And we want to start from day one by bringing in a variety of people who all have various talents, and really critically, who have different amounts of time to commit to these problems, right? If you're somebody who's excited about what Cardano might do, but you've only got 1 spare hour per week, we think that there's a way for you to meaningfully engage. If you have 10 hours per week, same idea, right? We want to find ways for people to work together. And so I hope that makes sense what I just said. This is kind of a double layered research project with targeted questions on one layer and then broad questions on another, all of which is going to help us start to build something enduring that helps as many people as possible. Finally, we are paying for this. We have a budget, and we are very excited to be paying in ADA for people who contribute to this work. So to learn how to get involved, I'll place the Discord link once again in the show notes for this update on YouTube. And if you're already on our Discord channel, I'll make sure to keep spamming you with calls to action so you get involved. Okay. Roberto, Julie, anything to add?
Oh man, you did an awesome recap. I just want to say that, well, I'm still here, sorry. I just want to say thank you to everyone having any opinion about this. Yeah, let's try and figure out what's a good model for building a decentralized organization, company, or whatever it's in the end.
We have a lot of big ideas. I know. I tried to keep it concise, but there's just so much more to say about this and so much more we want to tell you about why we're doing this and what we hope to learn. So if this is the kind of conversation that you're interested in, we hope that you'll come look us up and get involved. All right, so our next steps. You want to start with this one, Roberto?
Sorry?
Or, well, sorry. Yeah, we have, well, the one, I guess I'll hand it off to you for the second one. The first bullet point here is one we were all talking about, I guess. So Fund 4 launches this week in a couple of days. We can also share a link to the blog post that Dor just released about this. But we're starting to have clear plans for what our next proposal entails. We're getting excited to grow our team, and the last few weeks have really provided us a chance to focus our work and to really find out how we need to be spending our time. And now that we know that, we have clear guidelines for what's coming over the next few months. There's still plenty of unknown outcomes, but we're very clear on how we're starting towards those outcomes and eager to grow.
Yeah, from my side, I'm planning to have a Spanish hacking session with the new contributors to Leaf Wallet. Probably we will do in some implementing some features that are in our huge backlog this week or the next one. We will be also exploring which use case we can build on the wallet, specific use case like some identity or payment solution. Again, in a prototype fashion that we want to show what's possible and what maybe serve as a building block for anyone that want to pick up the glove of building a specific application on top of this. Yeah, and the never-ending story of improving and refactoring my deployments, which are still in the bare bones because we come to work on different new opportunities and things every week, and I don't have that much time to take care of them and put some love on automation. That's.
So you're saying we need a team?
Oh man, it did.
We're ready. And yeah, next steps that I'm focused on next week are really launching Gimbal Labs initiatives, these first two projects. I'm so excited to take all the notes I can and start to turn them into real plans that have come from the community that we're building here. In a similar way, we're building these initial dev courses as we grow. I can speak for the Adopt dev course. You know, we started from a really basic entry level, which guided us all to the point where we were able to define a project that we all want to engage in together. So version 2 of the Adopt course is focused on building a particular app that we have in mind. It's kind of trivial, but it's also a good chance to learn blockchain concepts and development concepts. And then with the POA course, we're really starting to have a lot of direction for how you build up from learning front-end skills to then the building blocks of what you're going to need to be able to interact with the blockchain. So for example, Juan and Buki and Faye and I, this morning, we were looking deeply at what JSON data looks like, right? And we were looking at it in just the context of a single web app. But we need to understand JSON data, for example, in order to be able to make the most of metadata on Cardano, right? So it's those pathways like that are starting to become clearer as I'm able to understand what people know and what they need to understand. So these courses, what we're moving towards is a curriculum that we're able to refer to and say, look, if we talk about intro course 1, here's the curriculum. This is this tried and true thing that we've done before. Of course, it'll still be flexible, but it is really nice to have a roadmap for something like that. So I'm eager to be working on that next week to kind of take what we've learned so far and begin to codify it just a little bit. Your next steps, have I said Gimbal Labs initiatives enough? We want you involved if you want to be, okay? So, and if you're looking to be involved in something like that, you can find out about it on our Discord, and I'll share a link in the show notes. And then if you haven't checked out Coding on Chain yet, we very strongly recommend taking a look, okay? I learned so much by watching. I was also entertained. You can turn in for just a little bit, just to see what it looks like. And, you know, in addition to learning from the content that Kyle and Roberto and Lissandro were working through the other night, I learned a lot about programming habits from listening to you guys as well. So if people, you know, if people are looking just to dip their toes in, this is a low pressure way just to see what's on the bleeding edge of Cardano development. So we hope to see you in some of these opportunities. Any last words, team?
Nothing else. Let's join forces and build beautiful things.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I couldn't say it better. And have a nice weekend.
Yes, that too, please. And if anybody's got questions in the chat, we can stick around for just a minute. Otherwise, yes. Have a nice weekend.
Bye-bye.
Take care.